Today we discuss about mocking concept in Laravel. So in this we have main topics like introduction, mocking objects, mocking facades, interacting with time, and also we have subtopic like facade spice. So like this we are having main topics and subtopics, and let's see what is meant by mocking in Laravel. It's the introduction. So when testing Laravel applications, so we may want to mock certain aspects of our application so they are not actually executed during a given test. So for example, when testing a controller that dispatches an event, so we may wish to mock the event listeners so they are not actually executed during the test. So this allows us to only test the controller's HTTP response without worrying about the execution of the event listeners, since the event listeners can be tested in their own test case. So Laravel provides helpful methods for mocking events, jobs, and other facades out of the box. So let's see how do we mock objects. Mocking objects. So when mocking an object that is going to be injected into our application via Laravel service container, we need to bind our mocked instance into the container as an instance binding. This will instruct the container to use our mocked instance of the object instead of constructing the object itself. So for this we will be using mock method. So with the by using mock method, we can bind our mocked instance into the container as instance binding. And we are having next partial mock method. So when we only need to mock few methods of an object. So the methods that are not mocked will be executed normally when called. So if you want to spy on an object, so Laravel's base test case class offers a spy method as a convenient wrapper around the mockery spy method. So spies are similar to mocks, but spies record any interaction between the spy and the code being tested, allowing us to make assertions after the code is executed. So we have seen mock method, partial mock method, and spy method. So now we see how do we mock facades, mocking facades. So unlike traditional static method calls, facades, including real-time facades, may be mocked. So this provides a great advantage over traditional static methods and grants us the same testability that we would have if we were testing traditional dependency injection. When testing, we may often want to mock a call to a Laravel facade that occurs in one of our controllers. For example, if we want to mock the cache, so then if I want to mock the call to the cache facade by using should receive method, so which will return an instance of a mockery mock. Since facades are actually resolved and managed by the Laravel service container, they have much more testability than a typical static class. So like this we will be using should receive method on that particular facade. For example, cache, scope resolution operator, should receive, get once, with a key, and return value. So like this we will be using the should receive method on the cache facade. Now we see facade spice. So if you would like to spy on a facade, so we may call the spy method on the corresponding facade. Spies are similar to mocks. However, spies record any interaction between the spy and the code being tested, so allowing us to make assertions after the code is executed. Now we see interacting with the time. So when testing, we may occasionally need to modify the time during testing returned by helpers such as now method or illuminate support carbon now. So Laravel base feature test case class includes helpers that allows us to manipulate the current time. So we are having milliseconds, seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, years, hours, sub-hours. So like this we will be using different manipulation methods. With this we can modify the time returned by the helpers such as now method. Next we can also use freeze time method, which may be used to freeze the current time. Similarly, the freeze second method will freeze the current time but at the start of the current second. So like this we will be using different methods in mocking, like mock method, partial mock method, spy method, should receive method, and different time manipulation methods like milliseconds method, seconds method, minutes method, hours method, days method, weeks method, years method, freeze time method, which may be used to freeze the current time, and freeze second method. So like this we are having different manipulation methods in mocking. Thank you so much. So this is all about mocking concept in Laravel. So thanks to all of my fans, supporters and followers, and a special thanks to all of my YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much. This is Universal Horse Star Ravindar Reddy Yampalla. Thank you so much.